I was gonna make a little video on hatching quail, raising them and all. I did an experiment over the past 2 months. It only takes about 18 days for these Copernicus quail to hatch. But I collected eggs last month, or the month before, however you want to say it. But the last batch of quail I hatched, I took them and I put them in the meat room down there where we do deer meat. Well, not in the meat room. I don't want to sound disgusting like that, but I put it in a room where we keep it about 60 degrees. And not that it was anywhere near any meat or anything like that. But I did it, and I think I had 80 eggs and something like about 60 of them hatched. I think it was 57, something like that. Well, on this batch here, I had 90 eggs, and I just put them in the house, and my house is 70, 74 degrees. I don't know, something like that. 68 to 74, somewhere in there. Well, right now, I'm sitting at 39 out of 90. That's far less. Now, I will also say that the incubator did get up to like 100 degrees. Get on. Cat getting up here on the porch. I don't want him to jump over here and get one. But they did get up. It did get up to about 100, 102 degrees. We had some electricity flicker, and I wonder if maybe that hurt my hatch. But I sort of think it's how hot it got. So I only get about 10 eggs a day. That's why I'm trying to increase my numbers, is so we can get 20, 30 eggs a day, 40, whatever. And but I think putting them in there where it was 70 degrees is sort of what caused the problem myself, because that's a big sway. You go from 70% to less than 50% hatch rate. And that's the only thing I can think might have caused it. I might be wrong. It may be that it got hot. But I also got another thing of eggs that I'm fixing to put in. Either, if I don't have any more hatch today, I only had 2 to hatch yesterday, last night. So they're about done hatching. But I'll give them till late this evening. And I'm going to probably put more eggs in this afternoon or tomorrow, whichever one. It may be tomorrow before I do it, because I got to clean the incubator and all that kind of good stuff, you know. But I was just going to let you know, I would recommend keeping them around 60 something degrees. They seem to do better like that, I think. But I don't know. If y'all got any input on it, let me know. I did get this 110 gallon water trough. I bought it to raise chicks in, and I had them in these little tubs like this, and it was just too many in there. I'd put about 25 in one of these tubs, and they would smother themselves a little bit here or there. Or, like, I always put my feeders on this wood, they'd get flipped up beside it because the side of the box was so close. And I like this setup way better. I think I can put 50, 60 quail in here pretty easy. Plus, I got it on the back porch out here, so I can leave it out here for, 3 weeks or whatever. I had these little things in my house, and they'd get to stinking after about a week, week and a half, and I can't handle that. Like, they just got to go. But anyways, I'm gonna try this. I haven't had a single one to die yet, knock on wood. I'm sure I'll lose some. With my other batch that I had like 57 out of, I moved them to the grow out pens, whatever you want to call them, the ones made out of metal and wire and all. A little early. I did it about 2 weeks because I got tired of smelling them. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to try to hold them in here for about 4 weeks and see what'll happen, because when I put them down there, they I think they was huddling up and smothering each other. And for about a week, I'd lose about one a night. You could tell he was underneath there. I mean, it'd be big bird, little bird, it didn't matter. Whichever one was on the bottom usually got smothered and killed. But I think if I leave them for 4 weeks, because now they're bigger. They'll, they're this big now, and those from the last hatch is way bigger. They're half grown. They're 4 weeks old, so they're about half grown, and they get around better, and I don't think they require as much heat. So I think if I leave them in here, and then the last week I just pull the heater out, I think it'll help me and get them acclimated, because I have this piece of wood I put over the top, and I have these holes cut out, so it'll let it get cooler in here, but not let the wind blow on them and stuff like that. The other thing I'll tell you about putting quail in a box like this is I leave the porch light on all the time, and it may sound inhumane or something, but it keeps them and lets them run around, because when quail, if it gets dark and they go to sleep, they huddle up and they smother each other. I've had less to die by having a light, and again, it ain't completely light because we got this wood, it'll block out most of the light, but it puts enough light in there that they can see. They'll run around. I might be out here at 9-10 o'clock at night, and you can look over in there and you'll see them running around just like this. This is about what you see all the time. There's a few. And the other thing is, on here, I use these little brick like that, and I set it up with the holes. That way they can run through them. There's another brick on the other side. And I just sit this on it, and it heats the brick up a little bit so they can huddle around it, and one over there, and they can be in the middle. It just lets the heat, they can decide what kind of heat they're comfortable with. And I don't know, I've just had good luck with it. This cord gets picked up because I put the top on and it'll pull it up like that. And that thing gets dirty because when they get bigger, they like to jump up on top of it and everything. So that's why it's so dirty. And I ain't never cleaned it. I'll have to wipe it off. But when you run one batch to another batch to another batch, it's hard to do. But anyway, excuse me, just woke up, my throat and all. It's the fall down here in the south, and the ragweed and all is bad. But they seem to be doing good. And you can tell when they get bigger because I can fill that feeder up and it'll last like 5 days. And then after, when you start having to fill it up, you'll have to fill it up near about every day. Well, it'll go from like 5 days to about 2 days, because I got 2 in here. And then it'll get where it's every day, including these waterers. Right now, these 2 waterers, they'll last a week probably. But after they get a week old, you can plan on filling everything up every day or 2. What I normally do is I'll fill this side one day and I'll fill this side the next day. And it keeps fresh, and then you got plenty. But now if they're both out, I'll fill them up at one time, once you get about 2 weeks in. But anyways, that's about it for the quail video. Cute little things. They'll be uncute in just a little while. They'll be big, but we'll see you on the next video.